Calypso Rose, the Calypso Queen of the world, has been out of Trinidad and Tobago's carnival since 1988, but she has continued to make music every year, spreading the soca word all over the world. She has just released her 1992 album on the Stray Chords record label, and she held an impressive launching ceremony. The ceremonial atmosphere was very relaxing as friends and family of Calypso Rose congregated at Janelle's Rose Garden restaurant in Brooklyn to celebrate the launching of the album with her. Among the invited guests were well-known Caribbean personalities, some of whom took the opportunity to say a few words about Calypso Rose. Consul General Russo of Trinidad and Tobago, Rose's birthplace, recognized Rose's contribution to the Calypso art form and applauded her for her perseverance in overcoming the odds of being a woman to survive in the business. Herman Hall, publisher of Everybody's magazine, spoke about the magazine's early recognition of Rose by honoring her in the 70s and featuring her in many articles since. The Borough of Manhattan's Community College student representative, Candy Douglas, hailed Rose's role in the upliftment of the Caribbean's cultural awareness. Also on hand was Granville Straker of Straker's Records, who has been Rose's producer from the 60s till present. Another producer and distributor, Cecil Charles of Charles Production, showed up for the occasion. Top Grenadian calypsonian Inspector also shared in the launching. Inspector will be accompanying Rose on her European and Virgin Islands tour in a few weeks. Looking his usual complacent self, Rose's manager, Prisgar, graced the atmosphere with his magnificent presence. Representing the press and media was Michael Chicken Roberts, editor of Carib News, and Renee Benjamin, administrative director and producer of CultureShare. Rose presented an album to proprietor Rolf Henry for his generosity in offering the restaurant for the celebration. Rose also spoke about her rise in the Calypso business over the years. She highlighted her accomplishments, including being the first and only woman to win the coveted Calypso Monarch title in Trinidad and Tobago in 1978. And we're happy to say that we have Calypso Rose with us in the studio at the moment. And we'll be chatting with Calypso Rose in a few moments. But right after she spoke at the launching ceremony, everybody moved over to that place at the hall where the people congregate to do the dancing and the singers sing on the stage. The reason? To see Calypso Rose in the manner we know her best, singing from her 1992 Calypso album, Rosie, Don't Hurt Them.
Talking in the Caribbean,
What a great performance there, Rose.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, I love the energy you have on that stage.
As usual.
You're a true queen.
Thank you.
So much so that you had to come back this year to restamp the authority you have in the Calypso business. You are the Calypso queen of the world, but you were concerned of what people have been telling you. Rosie, we're not hearing anything from you. Rosie Dennis Plummer is the new Calypso queen. Rosie, we're hearing about singing Sandra, Aislinn Orr. But you said that they are your children. You are the pioneer, and you had to state that in Calypso.
Of course they are. The people in the Caribbean haven't seen me for quite a number of years performing, and by not seeing me performing, they automatically think that I am dead. Not solely that I am dead in body or spiritually, but I died on the musical scene. The people in Europe, the people in Central America, the people in North America would not say I would not say that because they've been accustomed to seeing me for the past years working on stage. So after hearing those comments, I had was to put the lid on my retractors and say, look, let me tell you all something. I am not dead. I am still alive. Although you say that Dennis Plummer is a Calypso queen, I say, hey, look, the Calypso queen right here. So this tune is totally critical. Is a Calypso that I have composed to shut the lids of all my critics. And if you listen to the melody of Rosie, Don't Hurt Them, you will see where Calypso Rose still has the stigma of road marches.
If that is so, then why didn't you release the album in time for Trinidad Carnival?
This album was recorded since November 1991, but the producer felt it fit to hold it back. For what reason, I don't know. But Thanksgiving morning 1991, I left the studio. The album was totally completed. This album should have been released in December for the 1992 Trinidad Carnival. But still, since the record did not release at that time, I am still confident that this record will do a lot of damage worldwide, because for the simple reason, Carnival has grown immensely and tremendously worldwide. Carnival do not belong only to Trinidad. If you listen to one of the tracks I have on the record called Kingston Breakdown, it's telling you automatically that soca has taken over Jamaica for Carnival. So Kingston has broken down. And we have Carnival in Toronto, we have Labor Day here in New York in September, we have Carnival in Boston, we have Carnival in Connecticut, we have Carnival in Grenada, we have Carnival, and all these are different times or different months of Trinidad. So therefore, even though the producer held this record back, this record is still in time for various countries' Carnival.
You are still one of the hardest working artists in the business.
I am.
And you will continue in that vein now that the album is out.
Of course.
In terms of, let's start with the Caribbean, what plans have you in touring these islands to promote the album?
Well, for the Caribbean right now, I only have Jamaica right now, that is the 21st of April, because I am booked North America, Europe, Scandinavia until August. I'm booked in Belize September. So the only way up to September. So the only way I could see me getting down into the in depth Caribbean. When I say in depth, I mean like the Virgin Islands, like St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla, St. Martin, Antigua, Montserrat, Barbados, St. Vincent, Grenada, and these places. Also Guyana. It has to be something like October or November, because I am heavily booked. Believe me. And people have been calling me for bookings for 1993 already.
That's great.
Thank you.
Let's go back in time. Back to the time when you started to sing Calypso as a young lady from the sister isle of Tobago.
Yeah, that was in 1955. I was just 15 years of age.
15 years of age.
Yeah.
Now, as you progressed then, or started to progress as a Calypsonian, and you being a woman, how was it like trying to impress upon the people the versatility of this budding young lady?
At first it was very hard because people in the Caribbean couldn't understand how it is a female, I'm not saying a child, a woman or a girl, a female could be singing calypso. Knowing that the Caribbean is on the whole in those days were very conscious-wise spiritually. And it was very hard. It was very hard for them to accept me. But I had one goal in mind, and my goal was to let them know that calypso is an art. And calypso did not belong or do not belong to the male or to the male sector alone. It belongs in general to both female and male.
Rosie, let me say thank you very much for appearing on CultureShare.
Oh, you're welcome.
Your mannerisms are very reminiscent of a true queen.
Thank you very kindly.
You are so full of grace.
Thank you very kindly.
Continue doing what you're doing.
I will.
Nice having you.
Thank you.
One love.